and he will talk to us about urad first. And as Nirav was saying, that when it comes about urad, it is slightly same or higher than the previous year, is what we've heard him say that. But let's get on to Mr. B. Krishna Murthy. First of all, he's a qualified CA and a company secretary. He has been working in the pulses sector for last 25 years now, and urad is his specialty focus here. Urad, while of course Nirav has given us a bit of an insight here, Mr. Krishna Murthy, but with you, we would also want to understand on what you are looking at in sense of carry forwards from last year also, in addition to the kind of imports that we've seen in the previous year and expectation in this year as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Manisha, for a nice introduction. Before I come to the figures, I'll just make a small introduction. Hello, distinguished panelists and eminent guests, friends from industry and viewers. A very good evening to all of you. I am Krishna Murthy from 4P International, Chennai, dealing in imports, trading, and billing of urad. At the beginning, I profusely thank IPGA for this opportunity. It is my privilege to be a panelist in this discussion on Kharif Sowing Overview webinar. Here I am going to dwell on Kharif outlook for urad. Before I come to the figures, before I come to Kharif outlook, let me briefly introduce this commodity to you. This is popularly known as urad or black gram. In international trade parlance, this is known as black matte. This pulse is botanically known as Vigna mungo. Urad is used for preparing now very popular breakfast snacks like idli, dosa, vada, etc., which everybody knows, which are now consumed in almost the entire country and across many countries in the world. This is also used for manufacturing papads and as flour for preparing sweets, etc. This commodity is unique in the sense that it offers a lot of health benefits also. For example, it holds very high protein value and is an excellent source of dietary fiber, vitamin B complex, copper, zinc, etc. This is also very good for skin and hair because this can be used externally too. I hope I have given enough introduction about urad. Now come to the aspect of crop. Urad is grown both as Kharif crop as well as Rabi crop. Kharif contributes nearly 75% of the total crop size, while the balance, approximately 25%, comes from Rabi. Urad is grown predominantly in two countries, namely India and Myanmar. India has been steadily improving its crop size of urad over the last few years to meet its domestic requirements. For example, we produced 1.7 million tons in 2010-11, which went up to nearly 3 million tons in 2018-19. Any shortfall we are meeting by imports from Myanmar. Government of India has been raising the minimum support price steadily to encourage farmers to grow more urad. For example, the MSP was 2,900 rupees per quintal about a decade ago, which has steadily been going up to 6,300 rupees per quintal this year. Now I come to Kharif outlook for urad. As per the data available from the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, total area sown as on 19th August, which means a week ago, was 37.06 lakh hectares, which is almost the same as that of the previous year. One interesting observation is that just about a month ago, as on 16th July, sowing of urad was trailing by a huge 23%. Now this shortfall is no longer there. As usual, Madhya Pradesh is spearheading the sowing with more than 40%, followed by Uttar Pradesh at 18%, Maharashtra and Rajasthan with 11% each, Gujarat at 4%, and the balance was sown by other states with insignificant sowing numbers. Now I come to stock status at Myanmar and India. First, let me take up Myanmar stock status. Myanmar had a carryover stock of approximately 75,000 tons. That country produced nearly 425,000 tons this year, making the total stocks available for exports at 5 lakh tons. Myanmar doesn't have any indigenous consumption of urad. Whatever they produce, they completely export. Till 18th August, they exported 360,000 tons. This means they are left with only 140,000 tons as of now. As against this, they have export orders for nearly 40,000 tons from India alone. This will leave them a balance of just 1 lakh of tons. Please note, Myanmar also exports to other countries like Dubai, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, etc. This stock status is considered very low from Myanmar stock standards point of view, because the next major harvest is happening only in the month of February 2022, which is almost 6 months away. It is worthwhile to note here that imports from Myanmar have been put back under OGL in May this year by the government of India after a gap of 3 years. And we already imported 2 lakh tons in just 3 months. And the OGL window is open till 31st October only. Now, let me come to India stocks. As at the beginning of Kharif 2020, we had a carryover stock of an estimated 4 lakh tons, which was being held by the governmental procurement agencies, as well as the private traders and millers. We produced 16 lakh tons during Kharif and 7 lakh 50,000 tons in Rabi, totaling to 23 lakh 50,000 tons during the year 2021-22, that is crop year 2021-22, as per the 4th advance estimate released by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. This means we had a total stock available for consumption of 27 lakh 50,000 tons. Add to this imports of 1 lakh 50,000 tons from Myanmar under permit system in October 2020 and 2 lakh tons under OGL after 15th May 2021. This means we had a grand total availability of 30 lakh 50,000 tons. We are now carrying over a stock of nearly 3 lakh 75,000 tons, which is being held by all players together, including governmental agencies and the private traders and millers together. I estimate we are all carrying a stock of 3 lakh 75,000 tons only. This means, this country has consumed approximately 26 lakh 75,000 tons during the last crop year, which works out to 2 lakhs 20,000 tons per month. This consumption figure is very important because this is one figure we are always trying to ascertain, which is quite different from one source to another. As per May 2020-21, India had consumed 26 lakh 75,000 tons. Now our approximate annual consumption. I come to the main point. Do we have enough stocks for the crop year 2021-22? There were some reports of the standing crop being infested with the yellow mosaic disease at Ashok Nagar area of Madhya Pradesh, which is one of the major wood producing centers in Madhya Pradesh. Similarly, there were reports of stress to the standing wood crop in Rajasthan because of lack of adequate rains. In spite of these reports, my personal belief is that our sowing was good at 37 lakh hectares, and since the monsoon has not been abnormally low nor abnormally high, I guess we should be harvesting good wood crop in Kharif season. Now, the main point to be considered in this context is how will the weather fare till the balance period of 33 days left in the current southwest monsoon, which usually ends at the end of September. So far, so good, although with some deficiency in rainfall in certain pockets of wood growing regions, but this shortfall should not affect significantly the standing crops. However, the biggest risk remains, what if the southwest monsoon behaves truantly? If there are going to be abnormal rains from today till end September, that could pose a threat to the standing crops. Luckily, we have indications that there won't be any major abnormality. But I must say that rains are indicated starting from 30th August till September end across central India and northwest India, whose impact on standing crops we will know later when rains occur. This is my biggest worry. Now I come to the price aspect. Right now, Myanmar SQ quality is being sold at 7,700 rupees per quintal levels, which was almost the same at this period of time last year. Going forward, price behavior will be dependent on demand and supply scenario, as the stocks at hand are not plenty. The standing crops could suffer a loss of yield if rains play truant, and in which case the prices could spike immensely, or else the prices should remain soft. I am emphasizing on climate behavior because, as we all know, that sugar is now internationally quoted at 52-week highs solely because of adverse climate. Similarly, same is the case with soya and same is the case with corn. I sincerely hope we are going to have normal weather, and so I sincerely hope prices will remain steady to soft. I conclude now with all my presentation and will try my best to answer any questions on any aspect of it. I again thank IPGA for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Krishna Murthy. I'm hanging on to your sentences where you've said that the stocks are not plenty, but they are comfortable. And if the standing crop isn't impacted by the ongoing weather, then we perhaps are in a decent situation as far as urad goes. But I absolutely commend you for the way you started talking about urad. Well, there was a lot of passion about how important it is to our daily lives, not just in the eating sense, but externally, physically as well. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.